Have you wondered, what in the world do I do in this situation? Okay. You're on Cambly. You were sitting there. You were waiting for your reservation. And this is not a regular student. This is a student that has booked me for the first time. And they started calling in after they were 15 minutes late. So you know what I did? I got up and started brewing me some coffee because I knew I had some more reservations. But then suddenly you start hearing the ringtone. Yeah. That ringtone that you're hearing right now. And you're looking at the time and you're thinking, okay, we're only going to have like 14 minutes left. Do I answer and just explain to them that I have another call immediately after, so we only have 14 minutes? Or do I just not answer because they were late and send them a message? Now, let me tell you, don't feel guilty either way. You could answer the phone. You can answer your call and go ahead and take your reservation, even though they were late. That's up to you. So what will happen is Cambly will go ahead and send you the money for waiting for 10 minutes. You have to wait 10 minutes for your reservation. After 10 minutes of them being late, you still get 10 minutes of pay. I mean, it's not much. It's like $1 and some change. So you can get $1 and some change, or you can get paid for however long you talk to them. So I knew that this person was late. So I would have gotten if I would have answered the call late, I would have still gotten my $1 and some change, plus however long I spoke to that person. In actuality, I would have gotten both. But for this particular moment, I'm deciding not to take the call. That's okay. You can do that because they were late. However, I just want to tell you the consequences of that. Some people get upset and they feel, well, if I reserve the whole 30 minutes, you should have the whole 30 minutes, regardless of me being late. That's how they feel. But Cambly is not like some of the traditional platforms where in that 30-minute time period, if the kid shows up late, then you still have to teach the class, and you just teach it in that amount of time that they show up. Cambly's not like that. They tell you that you just have to wait around 10 minutes. After the 10-minute period, especially if this was my last class, I would have logged out. I would have just logged out and just been out off of Cambly after the 10-minute period. Unless, now, my regulars, they do get special treatment. So if they're my regular students, I'll wait. They understand. They already know the rules. So if it's my regulars, I'm like, oh, okay, well, we don't have as much time today because blah, blah, blah. They're like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, blah, whatever. If it's my last class of the day and it's my regular student, a lot of times I'll just extend it. We'll just go overtime and we'll fill up the whole 30-minute time slot. It's my last class. It's my regular student. I love them. Now, if it's a new prospective student, my personal rule is if you are more than 10 minutes late, like if you're 11, maybe even 12, sometimes I might just go ahead and answer it and just explain. But if you're like 15 minutes late, then I'm not going to answer it. By that time, I've already committed to doing something else. Either I have taken another call, or I'm going to go and grab a bite to eat because I have more calls coming up. So I see it as, okay, well, I guess I'm on a break because you didn't show up to the reservation. So that's the beautiful thing about Cambly. You are not required to answer if they're more than 10 minutes late. Now, for those of you out there that are Cambly consumers, Cambly customers, please understand that many tutors, such as myself, we have back-to-back classes. We love you guys. We love you. You guys are the reason why we are tutoring on Cambly, and I'm sure we're the reason why you are on Cambly. But when you have back-to-back classes and you don't want to run over and make yourself late to your next class, then Sometimes we just have to cut the lesson right then and there, even if we're in the middle of a very good conversation. We're just gonna have to cut it. And I knew this was a free talk conversation. There was no lesson that was chosen for the conversation. It was just free talk. And I've never met this student before. I don't know what their level of English is like. And so since they were late for the reservation, I made it my personal decision not to answer. So you do not have to. Now, a lot of people have asked me, okay, so what do I do if I do want to answer, but they're late, and say I'm on priority hour overlapping, and so another call had came in while I was waiting for that person to call. Cambly, in the handbook, you know, the tutor guide, in the tutor guide, it tells you Cambly will let them know that another call is coming through, or you have another call on the way. The way they worded that is terrible. Cambly doesn't there's not an alert that's going to pop up to tell them that you have another call coming through. A lot of new tutors get confused about this. The person that you're talking to is not going to get an alert telling them that, oh, your tutor has their reservation coming through. That does not happen. You have to tell them. Now, when they say that they will be alerted or they will be informed, basically before they call you, it does say how much time you have left until your next call. So say you have a call coming in 10 minutes, or if it says you're expecting a call any minute now, that means if they call you, they should know that they're risking their conversation cut short because you are expecting a reservation. If it says you have 7 minutes, until your next reservation, your next reserved time, they should know that you only have 7 minutes left until your next call that is reserved is coming through, and that the call is going to have to end. They should know that. But sometimes they don't. I'm not going to say they don't care. I think that they just look at, oh, this tutor, that tutor. They probably watch the video, maybe not. Some of them don't watch the video. They just kind of just click. This person looks friendly. I want to talk to this person. Or I see this person's from the United States. They're available. They have a good score. I want to talk to this person. But they don't really pay attention to how much time is left. So that's what Cambly means when they say that they will let the people know. They just put that little thing down there in gray. It's not like red. It needs to be like bold, but it's not. It's like in tiny little print at the bottom of your little box saying that, hey, this person has a call coming up. So if you are on priority hour, you're still going to be routed calls, even if you have a reservation that's scheduled and they're late. So when you hear or you see the little thing showing you that your reservation is trying to come through, then it's your responsibility to end your current call. You can do it in several ways. I always tell them ahead of time. Hello, after the greeting, my name is LaLa. What's your name? Where are you from? Oh, I'm so glad I get to talk to you today. I want to let you know that I have a reservation that's coming through in, 5 minutes. Or I'm waiting for my reservation and they're late, but I would love to talk to you until they call me. When they call me, I will have to let you go. Or, you could choose another tutor that's available for the full time. It's a roll of the dice. Some of them say, oh, okay, thank you. And they just want another tutor because they want somebody available for the whole time. Or they will say, it's okay, we can talk until they call. And if your reservation never calls and you just, you talk for the whole time or whatever until your next reservation or however your schedule is working for you. So you let them know. I always do it ahead of time. So it's not like, oh, guess what? I have a reservation calling me. Sorry. I let them know ahead of time so they know what to expect. Because sometimes, right when the conversation gets good, that's what happens. That's when they call in. So hopefully this kind of helps you with, oh my gosh, what do I do if I have overlapping power hour, reservation time, but then calls are coming in. I have a reservation come in. You have to answer your, not power hour, you have to answer your priority hour calls. You have to. If you don't answer, they kick you off a priority hour. If you make a habit of not doing, not answering your priority hour calls, then you will be prohibited for a period of time of accepting priority hours. They won't even let you click and reserve priority hour time if you are abusing the system, because for the most part, they only free it up for X amount of tutors. So if you are not being reliable for them to just route calls to you, then they give it to somebody else. So like, for example, this is my Saturday right here. This is the week. This is my Saturday. These are my priority hours that I have available so far. Right now it's going on 10:30. And then next week, that's what it looks like for me. So yeah, I have all of this open that I can take for priority hour for next week. And the week after, all of this is open that I could take for priority hour. If you're a brand new tutor, you might notice that it's very scarce. Your priority hours are just maybe here and there. Once you gain a reputation of reliability and you have a good rating, if you have a really good rating, then they will release a lot of priority hour to you, because Cambly wants to make money. When you make money, they make money. They're making money too. So they want to make money. They want to keep a reputation that, oh yes, log in any time of day, we will have a tutor for you. That's what they thrive off of. You don't have to make an appointment. Just log in, pick somebody. Somebody will be online for you. So they're telling us, okay, we want to make sure we have people online. So you can just reserve and say you're going to be sitting on standby in case somebody would call. Now, that's how that works. When you overlap it, which is what I used to do when I took priority hour and reservation time. I haven't been on priority hour in ages because I just moved to reservation only. So I only do reservation, period. So when you do that, then you're able to take priority hour calls while you're waiting for your reservation. Just let them know, let them go, and all is well in the world. All right, so now I'm getting ready for my next reservation, and I'm about to get a couple sips of this coffee. So I hope this has helped somebody. TTF. More Cambly videos to come.